Royal tensions are hitting a boiling point after Kate Middleton made a stunning public appearance wearing one of Queen Elizabeth's absolute favourite tiaras, a priceless piece many assumed was reserved for Queen Camilla. As Kate stepped out looking incredibly elegant, cameras captured every stunning detail. But behind closed doors at the palace, whispers of intense jealousy and frustration grew much louder. Did Kate just send an incredibly bold message about her future role in the royal family? And why exactly is Camilla reportedly so furious? Stick with us as we unpack the mystery behind Queen Elizabeth's most beloved crown jewel, this legendary tiara. Think about the royal tiara. Not all of these headpieces are equal. Some carry deep secrets that make them far more than just sparkly accessories. Their history alone commands respect. But out of all the glittering headpieces in the royal vault, one piece stands far above the rest. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This breathtaking diamond headpiece is far more than just an incredible masterpiece of traditional British craftsmanship. It was the defining piece of Queen Elizabeth II's entire reign. She wore it so frequently that it became just as much a symbol of her as the crown itself. So when Kate Middleton stepped out wearing this exact piece, the quiet whispers instantly exploded into a massive buzz. This was not merely a tribute to the late Queen, it was a bold statement of heritage continuity and raw power. And watching every move was Camilla fully aware of what this huge moment represented. To truly grasp the weight of this tiara, we have to travel back to 1893. That year, Lady Eva Greville and a group of wealthy noble women raised funds to gift it to Princess Mary of Teck for her historical marriage to the future King George V. It was designed by the prestigious royal jewellery house Garrard, and the tiara was a stunning masterpiece of brilliant cut diamonds set in silver and gold, featuring a highly elegant scroll and festoon pattern. Queen Mary absolutely cherished it, making it one of her most recognisable signature pieces. But Mary was famous for modifying her jewellery, and in 1914 she had the tiara's original pearl finials completely removed. Those exact pearls were later repurposed into another legendary royal piece, the famous Lover's Knot tiara, famously worn by Princess Diana and later by Kate Middleton herself. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara was eventually passed down to Queen Elizabeth. She affectionately nicknamed it Granny's tiara, and it quickly became her most beloved go-to headpiece, unlike the much heavier, more elaborate crowns locked in the royal vault. This particular tiara was surprisingly lightweight and incredibly easy to wear, making it a perfect fit for a monarch who was constantly in the public eye. But well beyond its comfort, it represented something far more profound: stability, relentless duty, and the enduring strength of the British monarchy itself. This stunning tiara was not just another jewel in the Queen's massive collection, it was a constant, comforting presence. It appeared in her official portraits at major state events, and most famously of all on British currency and stamps. Unlike other priceless royal heirlooms that faded from the public spotlight or were loaned out, this one stayed firmly in Elizabeth's personal possession, mirroring her own steadfast leadership. That is exactly why seeing it on Kate Middleton was such a powerful, historic moment. For decades, Queen Elizabeth carefully decided how and when to share her most cherished jewels. So when she passed away in 2022, the tiara's reappearance on Kate was not just a fashion choice, it was a profound statement of legacy. While the crown itself may pass from one royal generation to another, its deep meaning remains unchanged, an unbreakable link to the past, a symbol of duty and a firm promise for the future. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away, many naturally wondered how her breathtaking personal collection of tiaras, necklaces, and royal brooches would ultimately be divided among the family. One of the most highly anticipated pieces was the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a dazzling and historic headpiece. Almost everyone assumed it would remain with Queen Consort Camilla, given her prominent role as the King's wife and her direct access to the late Queen's most prized jewels. But in an unexpected move that absolutely no one saw coming, it was Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, who walked into a Buckingham Palace state banquet wearing the iconic tiara. The very second she stepped into the Grand Hall, literally every single eye was locked onto her. Royal photographers scrambled to capture the moment. Journalists typed away furiously, and right across the room, Camilla's tense reaction was impossible to miss. This was clearly far more than a simple fashion statement, it was a bold message. By wearing one of Queen Elizabeth's most highly cherished tiaras, Kate wasn't just honouring the late monarch's legacy, she was also subtly asserting herself as the clear future Queen of England. Within the high-stakes world of the British royal family, tiaras are never just accessories, they are ultimate symbols of power rank and precious royal favour. Exactly who wears what and when always carries deep significance. Traditionally, only married royal women are permitted to wear tiaras, marking their official transition from commoner to royalty. But even within the firm, the reigning monarch ultimately decides who gets to wear which tiaras, ensuring every historic piece tells a story of loyalty, tradition, and status. So when Kate was spotted wearing this particular legendary tiara, it sent an undeniable signal. She clearly has the full, unwavering backing of Queen Elizabeth's massive legacy. It suggested a major shift in influence, a quiet but powerful acknowledgement that the actual future of the monarchy rested squarely with Kate and not Camilla. As the new Queen Consort, Camilla was expected to be the primary guardian of Queen Elizabeth's priceless jewellery collection. Indeed, she had already worn several of the late Queen's historic tiaras, including the Greville tiara and the famous Delhi Durbar tiara. Yet this highly coveted piece, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, had gone straight to Kate. When images of her wearing it flooded newspapers and social media, intense reactions poured in. Avid royal watchers immediately recognised the massive significance of this exact moment. This marked the first time in many decades that anyone other than Queen Elizabeth had worn the piece, and many took it as a clear sign of a brand new era. To them, this was an unspoken, powerful confirmation that Kate and not Camilla was the true, rightful heir to Elizabeth's public image. History teaches us that high-stakes royal feuds over priceless jewellery are never just about the diamonds. It is really about power influence and who actually controls the crown. And if there was one thing Queen Camilla refused to do, it was let this moment slide by unnoticed. But behind closed doors, the sudden decision triggered massive speculation. Had King Charles actually approved this? Was this a calculated, deliberate statement, or simply a public nod to Kate Middleton's rapidly expanding role within the royal family? And why exactly was Camilla so furious? Let us take a closer look at this hidden battle for ultimate control. For years, Camilla had carefully navigated her delicate position in the royal family, slowly rebuilding her public image after decades of scandal and controversy. As Queen Consort, she did not just take King Charles's title. She also laid claim to what she assumed was a massive share of the late Queen Elizabeth II's priceless jewellery collection. Which of Queen Elizabeth's stunning royal jewels do you think are the most beautiful? The glittering diamond tiaras, the gold earrings, or those iconic necklaces? Among the dazzling tiaras now in her possession were the famous Greville tiara and the historic Delhi Durbar tiara. By stepping out in these heavy, majestic pieces, Camilla solidified her status as the most senior royal woman, signalling to the entire world that she held the highest female rank in the monarchy. But then everything completely shifted when Kate Middleton, the current Princess of Wales, stepped out in public wearing a tiara unlike any other, which was Queen Elizabeth's absolute most treasured personal headpiece. This was not just any random piece of palace jewellery, it was the very tiara the late Queen wore for decades, immortalised in famous portraits and even printed on British paper currency. It was much more than an accessory, it was a true symbol of the sovereign's identity. And now Kate has claimed it for herself. By tradition, the Queen Consort stands as the highest-ranking female in the royal family, subordinate only to the reigning monarch. However, Kate's rapidly growing influence is starting to seriously challenge that long-standing rule. As the new Princess of Wales, she now carries the iconic title once held by Princess Diana, a legendary name that still casts a massive shadow over the British monarchy. Yet, unlike Diana, Kate spent a decade carefully building her public image, always balancing grace with diplomacy, never appearing to challenge Camilla directly. By wearing the iconic Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, Kate sent out a silent but absolutely unmistakable message. She was no longer just a junior royal, quietly waiting in the wings. She was stepping forward as the true modern face of the British monarchy. At that exact moment, she completely bypassed Camilla's authority, aligning herself not with the current Queen consort, but directly with the timeless legacy of Queen Elizabeth. These royal tiaras are so much more than just stunning, expensive jewels. Each unique piece carries deep history-hidden meaning and very often serious controversy. For centuries, these sparkling headpieces have remained at the centre of intense, bitter royal rivalries, representing silent power struggles and subtle acts of defiance. The question of who gets to wear which heirloom and when has long been dictated by incredibly strict royal protocol. But sometimes it has also become a major source of royal scandal. Kate Middleton's choice to wear Queen Elizabeth's absolute favourite tiara is merely the latest chapter in a long, dramatic history of royal headpiece feuds. From young Princess Charlotte's rumoured inheritance of the Spencer Tiara to Camilla's awkward relationship with Princess Diana's personal jewellery, these glittering headpieces have sparked tension behind palace doors for decades. While royal commentators speculated endlessly over who would inherit Queen Elizabeth's massive personal jewellery collection, an entirely different tiara was sparking a very tense royal debate. It was a feud that had nothing to do with the Windsors and everything to do with Princess Diana's direct bloodline. The Spencer Tiara, a stunning diamond diadem designed in the 1930s, belonged completely to Diana's noble aristocratic family. It was her wedding tiara, the piece she wore on the day she married Prince Charles back in 1981. Following her tragic passing, the tiara stayed with the Spencer family, locked safely away at Althorpe House, the ancestral estate of Earl Spencer. Many assumed that one day the historic tiara would be passed down to Princess Charlotte, who is Diana's only granddaughter. But according to royal insiders, Camilla was not exactly thrilled with this plan. Reports suggested that she would have preferred for the tiara to stay strictly within the Spencer family, rather than joining William and Kate's royal lineage. Many believed her discomfort stemmed from the fact that this specific tiara is so deeply tied to Princess Diana, a woman whose powerful legacy still looms over Camilla to this very day. To royal watchers, the thought of young Charlotte wearing her grandmother's bridal tiara is a highly emotional tribute, but to others, including Queen Camilla, it might simply serve as an unwelcome reminder of the painful past, one she would much rather leave behind. But how does all of this connect to Diana's personal jewellery? Let us explore the battle over her iconic jewels. Kate Middleton has always been deeply mindful of her connection to Princess Diana's enduring legacy, carefully choosing how she presents herself to the global public. Her most famous move, of course, was accepting and wearing Diana's iconic sapphire engagement ring. And it is a family ring. It is a family ring, yes. It is my mother's own engagement ring. So I thought it was quite nice because obviously she has not been around to share in any of this. It is a ring that remains one of the most famous in the world. This marked Kate Middleton's first major step in linking herself to the beloved late princess. Yet Kate is not the only royal wearing Princess Diana's iconic jewels. Camilla too has enjoyed access to rare pieces once owned by her late rival, and quite a few people have been deeply unhappy about it. In January 2022, Camilla sparked serious outrage when she repurposed one of Princess Diana's most famous necklaces into a custom brooch. The original piece, a beautiful emerald and diamond choker, was a gift to Diana from Queen Elizabeth II and became one of her signature accessories. She even famously wore it as a headband during a major royal tour of Australia in 1985. For Camilla to alter that historic necklace and wear it in public was seen by many as far more than just a simple fashion choice. It was a bold power move. To Diana's loyal admirers, this was a clear sign that Camilla now held dominion over the late princess's most treasured possessions, a bitter reality that many still find incredibly hard to accept. Meanwhile, Kate Middleton has chosen a far more respectful path. She wears Princess Diana's historic jewellery exactly how it was designed, leaving the original pieces completely untouched. Over the years, she has frequently worn Princess Diana's famous pearl drop earrings and her stunning sapphire bracelet, and most famously the Lover's Knot tiara, another storied royal headpiece that remains steeped in deep history and lingering controversy. If there is one piece that has sparked just as much drama as the famous Spencer Tiara, it is definitely the Lover's Knot tiara. Boasting 19 dazzling diamond arches and elegant hanging pearl drops. This breathtaking piece was first commissioned back in 1913 by Queen Mary, yet it was Princess Diana who truly made it famous. The Lover's Knot tiara loaned to her by Queen Elizabeth II quickly became one of her absolute favourite pieces. She wore this stunning piece frequently prior to her divorce from Prince Charles, transforming it into a powerful symbol of her rank within the royal family. Today, many years later, Kate Middleton proudly wears that very same historic tiara. Every time she does, it serves as a clear reminder not only of Diana's elegance, but of the complex unspoken tensions remaining deep within the British monarchy. While gorgeous tiaras are surely stunning works of art in the tense world of royalty, they mean far more. They are symbols of power, lasting legacy, and sometimes even quiet defiance. And as royal history has shown, who wears what piece and when can send a message far more powerful than words. For more than 20 years after Princess Diana's tragic passing, one of her most iconic signature pieces of historic jewellery, the legendary Lover's Knot tiara completely vanished from public view. Many royal watchers speculated that the piece had been quietly retired, never to be worn again. But then in 2015, something unexpected happened. Kate Middleton, then the Duchess of Cambridge, stepped out wearing the famous tiara for the very first time, creating a moment packed with heavy royal symbolism. That historic tiara had not been seen on anyone since Princess Diana's death. Over 20 years have now passed since she was tragically killed in that car crash inside a Paris tunnel, and seeing it reappear on Kate's head seemed to send a powerful message representing a true passing of the royal torch. Despite having access to countless priceless royal jewels, Camilla, now Queen Consort, has never once worn the iconic Lover's Knot tiara. Whether that is her personal choice or a strict quiet directive from the palace, the final outcome remains undeniable. It is Kate, not Camilla, who carries Diana's legacy forward through these royal jewels. Over the years, Camilla has certainly tried to reshape her public image by wearing other pieces from Diana's jewellery collection, but the public response has been lukewarm at best. To many, these stunning pieces will forever belong to Princess Diana, and Kate is widely seen as their rightful heir. Yet drama surrounding royal tiaras is certainly nothing new. These glittering heirlooms have long been a major source of tension deep behind palace doors. One of the most recent tiara controversies directly involved Meghan Markle. Before her 2018 wedding to Prince Harry, Meghan reportedly had her heart set on a stunning emerald tiara from the royal vaults. However, her specific request was denied. Instead, she was given the Queen Mary diamond bandeau tiara, which was a beautiful piece, though not her personal first choice. According to inside reports, Queen Elizabeth herself stepped in to enforce a strict royal rule: tiaras are always loaned, never chosen. This incident allegedly sparked heated discussions between Meghan and the royal staff, and even a direct confrontation between Prince Harry and senior palace aides. The overall message was crystal clear: royal tiaras come with strict traditions, and those rules are upheld at all costs. Kate Middleton's choice to wear Queen Elizabeth's most beloved tiara is simply the latest chapter in a very long royal history of tiara power plays. But this specific moment is particularly significant. It subtly reinforces a major shift in power within the monarchy. Through her very careful selection of royal jewellery, especially those pieces with strong ties to both Diana and Queen Elizabeth, Kate has firmly established herself as the single most visually powerful woman inside the royal family today. Camilla might officially hold the prestigious title of Queen Consort, but in the eyes of the public, it is Kate Middleton who truly represents the ultimate future of the crown. And with more dazzling tiaras, necklaces, and historic brooches still waiting to be worn, one key lingering question remains. How much more of Queen Elizabeth's legacy will Kate claim for herself before Camilla stops her? Let us look closer. Camilla's deep connection to Diana's jewellery. For years, Camilla, wearing pieces from Princess Diana's personal jewellery collection, has sparked massive controversy. By royal tradition, historic heirlooms are passed down through the generations, yet some pieces carry far more than just monetary value. They symbolise family legacy, deep loyalty, and sometimes even ultimate betrayal. One of the most talked about moments in modern royal history happened when Camilla stepped out wearing a necklace that once belonged to Diana. Some saw it as simply repurposing a historic piece, but to many observers it felt like a highly provocative move. It served as a powerful yet completely unspoken statement. Camilla now held the very role that once belonged to Diana, sparking a swift divided reaction. While royal experts defended Camilla's right to wear these family heirlooms, the public saw things very differently. To Diana's devoted fans, Camilla famously known as the other woman in Charles's marriage. I, Diana Frances, take thee. Charles Philip, Arthur George, take thee. Philip, Charles, Arthur. George really should have left Diana's personal jewels alone. One royal insider summed up the general sentiment. Why did she have to wear Diana's critics quickly pointed out a double standard in How Royal Women Are Judged for Wearing Heirlooms? When Kate Middleton wears pieces of Diana's jewellery, the public views it as a heartfelt, loving tribute. Yet when Camilla does the exact same thing, it triggers instant backlash. The main difference is public perception. Kate was handpicked by Diana's eldest son, Prince William, to help carry on his late mother's iconic legacy. Camilla, by contrast, has always been painted as the ultimate outsider in Diana's tragic life story. Even when Camilla wears Queen Elizabeth's personal jewellery, the reaction remains lukewarm. When she wore Queen Mary's crown, customised to remove the controversial Koh-i-Noor diamond, it completely failed to generate the deep admiration Kate gets when wearing Queen Elizabeth's beautiful tiaras. Unlike Camilla's highly controversial choices, Kate's stunning jewellery selections always receive widespread praise. Her pieces honour tradition instead of disrupting it. For Camilla, this became a very harsh reality check. She spent years carefully polishing her public image, taking on heavy duties, and wearing Queen Elizabeth's historic jewellery, while aligning herself with the late monarch's legacy. Yet, with just one appearance, Kate completely overshadowed her. By wearing the iconic Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, Kate claimed a piece of history never associated with Camilla. The message was clear as day. Kate is not just next in line for the throne, she is next for the public's deep affection. This iconic moment exposed the strict limits of Camilla's royal influence. No matter how many of Diana's or Queen Elizabeth's historic jewels she wears, she simply cannot rewrite history or shift public opinion. Kate, young, beloved, and poised to be the next Queen of England, carries a far stronger legacy. Camilla may hold the title of Queen Consort, but she has never truly won over the British public. As she watches Kate step further into her role as Britain's next great royal icon, Camilla must be wondering, what will Kate claim next? Kate's recent stunning appearance in Queen Elizabeth's favourite tiara signalled far more than just a simple fashion choice. It showed that she is actively embracing the late Queen's legacy while simultaneously shaping the monarchy's future. If royal history is any indication, Kate's role will only expand along with her access to Queen Elizabeth's most treasured private jewels. Many expect her to wear more of the late Queen's iconic tiaras at state banquets and diplomatic events, further reinforcing her image as the royal family's leading lady. Some of the key pieces Kate may wear in the coming years include the famous George IV State diadem, worn by Queen Elizabeth on her way to her coronation, and the Queen Mary fringe tiara, famously worn on her historic wedding day. Each of these historic tiaras carries immense weight, and whoever wears them sends a powerful message about the very future of the British monarchy. If Kate continues to step out in Queen Elizabeth's most beloved jewellery pieces, it will solidify her as the true heir to the late Queen's public image and global influence, perhaps even more so than Camilla. Queen Elizabeth's private jewellery collection is easily one of the most valuable and extensive in the entire world, consisting of over 300 pieces, including tiaras, brooches, necklaces, and earrings. Traditionally, most royal jewellery belongs directly to the crown, meaning it is passed down from monarch to monarch instead of being privately inherited. However, the late Queen also maintained a massive personal collection, which she could freely leave to specific royal family members. King Charles now controls the distribution of these private pieces, deciding who gets direct access to which priceless treasures. While much of the collection remains safely locked away in royal vaults, Kate's growing access to key pieces is crystal clear. Meanwhile, Camilla's actual influence over this private collection remains highly uncertain. Looking further ahead, the future of these historic royal jewels will ultimately rest with the next young generation. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Prince George, as the future king, will eventually control the crown jewels, including many of the stunning tiaras currently in use. Princess Charlotte is expected to inherit many significant pieces, just like princesses before her. In fact, whispers say the iconic Spencer Tiara, which Diana wore on her wedding day, is already being saved specifically for little Princess Charlotte. Even Prince Louis might shape the future of these historic royal jewellery pieces, especially if his future bride needs to borrow these stunning royal family heirlooms. As these kids grow up, how they handle their mothers' and grandmothers' legendary gems will change the face of palace tradition. Kate getting access to Queen Elizabeth's absolute favourite jewellery is about way more than just royal fashion. It is a clear sign of shifting power inside the monarchy. She has easily become the most powerful woman in the royal family, even though Camilla holds the official Queen Consort title. While Camilla keeps trying to flex her power, this whole drama makes one thing obvious. Kate is the future queen the public actually loves and stands behind. And as long as she keeps wearing the most important pieces from Queen Elizabeth's personal vault, she will stay right at the centre of this changing royal family. So, how do you feel about Kate Middleton wearing Queen Elizabeth's absolute favourite tiara and making Camilla totally furious? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Make sure to hit like and subscribe.